Well, we're back again. You are listening low on the Listening Low Show. And remember what I said, 2 ears, 1 mouth, because you never know what you might miss when you listen to Low. Well, we're live in the studio brought to you by Sweet Fried Production, and we ready to get it down to the funky sound backed up by James Brown. And my motivational quote of today is, if you lead them, they will follow. Interesting. If you lead them, they will follow. I go all the way back until when I was in Apopka High School playing football. And one guy said, follow me and things great will happen for you. I didn't know whether to follow him or not. I didn't know whether he knew what he was doing. He was another high school student. He was another high school football player. But he was a great football player. I'm talking about play every sport you can imagine. Basketball, top basketball player, 21 points a game. Football, top football player, 200 yards, 150 yards a game. Baseball player, knocking them out the block. Then line up and run 100-meter and run the hurdles back to back. And that was my good friend Mike Loman that showed me a path to greatness when it came to doing sports. I didn't know what angle I was going. I didn't know what way I was going. I mean, I was a bad little kid in junior high school. I remember getting in trouble and a whole bunch of guys and 5 brothers and me got in trouble playing around at a laundromat and had no business in the laundromat and went to the laundromat and, hey, took some quarters. They called us and took the quarters. We went to Walmart, bought a bike. Someone recognized that. They said, we know the guys who did it. Man, the police came to the guy's house, all 5 brothers in 1 bedroom over there in the apartments, and they said, no, it was Low. 5 brothers told on me and said, I'm the one that did it all. Guess what? That wasn't a path for me. Then came another time. I'm leaving from high school, and I'm walking down the road, and all of a sudden we stopped by the house. We knew some people, and, hey, we're playing around. One of the guys, he had some matches, and just playing with the match. Not trying to burn nothing down, but play with some matches. Lady come out the door and say, hey, they're trying to burn the house down. We said, no, we're not. We're just playing around. It wasn't even me. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Following the wrong people. They'll lead me to the wrong path. So guess what? We running down the road. Police came. Boom. There you go. Second incident. So easily, when you follow the wrong people, you easily can get in trouble. Because you just said, what? You part of them. Whether you did it or not, you was there with them. So guess what? Same crime, same fine. No information and bust about it. But you know what? This man, Mike, my boy, he still talks to the very day. His path was great. And then the path went another way. My path went another way. But at the same time, we always make sure that we always understood the ultimate goal is to come out and make sure we're a good man. And make sure we come out and working with the kids and help the kids and tell them what they shouldn't do and what they should do. And let them know, you follow me, I have the experience of the good, the bad, the ugly, and now I'm doing everything good, in my opinion. But more people say it too. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it today, and we're going to break it down today. I'm talking about greatest success. Follow the right person, success is there. The greatest success. But the greatest success don't just come just because you went to high school, you went to college, you got a college degree. Sometimes you have to go through different challenges. Sometimes you have to go through different things to even become successful. It's amazing how most people think success came because you came from a good household and you went to high school and you went to college, you graduated. That was your easy success. Became a successful lawyer, became a successful doctor, became a successful an engineer, a chiropractor, a plumber. A plumber make a lot of money nowadays. Interesting. AC tech. Now that's who's rich. Especially in Florida. Every time they come to one of my houses or one of my rental properties, every single time, I think it's $175 to open the door. $175 to open the door. It's no joke. And when they leave, there's another $500. So listen, don't be knocking them AC techs and them plumbers and them electricians. I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of guys that went to the NFL, came home, didn't make it through, budgeted their money, but it wasn't enough money to live a lifetime. They don't get retirement until they're probably about 45 years old. So guess what happened? They got to get a job. What's your profession? Did you finish college? Did you get a degree? Some of them did, some of them didn't. So they got to go to a different trade. But I will tell you one great thing about that different trade. Like, let's say I went to college, didn't get a degree, but I went to NFL, didn't have a long stint in NFL. I came home, right? And I needed a job. Well, guess what? Because you have that network, degree or not, people tends to help you because they feel like you was a success story. You went to high school, you went to college, you went to the NFL, They're like, that was a success because the NFL was a dream for most people, but you played the NFL for a little stint, and it made your dream come true. Now, you didn't have a reality side of getting a degree, but at the same time, because you had the experience, that name, NFL, I'm telling you right now, people will help you. They will give you a job. So it works when you know how to use it. But sometimes you don't have the experience. So what you got to do now? Go back to work. And you know hard work because football and sports is hard work. I mean, you accomplish so many different things in football. It's amazing. And for soccer and track, because it's a lot of that is team sport. But when you're in a team sport, you deal with so many different things, not just from dealing with a teammate, but the coach itself. The coaches, like a boss at a job, they have to run the team. They have to make sure everything done right. They have to be over 20, 30, 40, 100 different personalities. Being the life of a coach is hard. But if you follow that coach, at one point in time, you had a great career. Now, because how things is now, would come to coaches, would come to the change of the mindset of a football player that's entering the football field. The coaches have to have a different mindset because now what we talked about, these coaches are coming in saying that I have to win or I'm going to lose my job. The players will say, I got to get paid or I'm not going to your school. The coach will say, I got to pay you in order for you to come to my school. Nick Saban said it best. If you want to win, got to pay them. So, but at the same time, if you do pay them, you got to know what are you going to do? How are you going to get them to follow you and your success? That's going to be the question. And what are you going to do to get them to follow you? Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story, right? And it's an amazing story that I looked up in the book. And everybody know Wendy's, right? The hamburgers at Wendy's and the Wendy's restaurants. Everyone know. And everybody heard the story. So many different crazy stories. I mean, I heard a lot of interesting things about the guy. But before all the negative came out or anything came out, the story of this man was very, very positive. I'm going to read something right quick to you guys. Before I read it, I want to get into something right quick. It said, anyone who welcomes like a child, like a little child, this is on my behalf is welcoming me. But if you cause one of these little ones who trust in me to fall into sin, it would be better for you to have a large millstone tied around your neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. So what it's telling us is don't even lead these kids the wrong way. If you lead these kids and who trust in me to fall into sin, it would be better for you just to have a large millstone tied around your neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. That's what I mean by they follow you. And when they follow you because they're looking for some greatness. They're looking for success when they follow you. They're looking for answers. They're looking for guidance. They're not looking for a bad path. They're looking for a good path. Let me tell you what it says here. Here's what Christ is actually saying in this record. That was Matthew 18:5-6. Here's what Christ is actually saying. He's saying, what does it mean to let a little children come to Jesus and to not cause them to fall into sin? What does it mean? Let me suggest that it comes down to what kind of role model we are, especially to children. Are we setting a good example for them by how we live our faith and our lifestyle, choices, and our behavior, but publicly and privately? Ask your question, how you live in your life. It's amazing how a coach can go out there and coach the kids, and then as soon as he leave and go home, he's beating his wife. It's amazing how a coach can coach a kid and right in the field, you're cursing out his wife, his team mom. It's amazing how a coach can come out there and have a different type of characteristic with them, but then they go home and get on Facebook, they're a whole different person. It's crazy how a coach can sit there and do all these great things on the field and then never call the kid, never ask how the kid's doing, never check their grades, never see how their family's doing. How many coaches, that ask them to go home and say, I know every last one of my kids' name, instead of saying, hey, number 32. How many coaches can go and say, I know your mom and dad name, instead of saying, where's your mom? That is the process of leading them the right way, because you get to know them as who they are as a person, especially when it comes to little children. Who are they? What are their names? What they like? Lead them by knowing them. Oh, wow. That's huge right there. I just put in your life right there. put in their life, Lo. Lead them by knowing them. Man, that's a good one. Let me tell you something here. The late Dave Thomas, founded Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburger in 1969, naming the chain after his daughter, Wendy. Thomas had left school in the 8th grade, and as a result of his upbringing and his inability to get the education he still dearly wanted, he developed two passions, focused on helping kids. This man right here didn't even finish school, but he had passion. You hear the word, his two passion, focus on helping kids. So if you don't have the passion, how you gonna help the kid? Some sports you get paid to work to help the kid. But even though you're getting paid, you still gotta have the passion. And for me, Coach Lowe for life, my passion comes before the money. I always was told if you have passion for the kid, the money will follow. The money will come after if you have the passion for the kid, passion for what you want to do, passion for coaching, passion for the sport. You gotta have the passion for it in order to make sure it works. That's how you win championships, by having a passion for what you do. Not just doing it because I want to live my life through my son or through other players. Not because, I don't want to say I'm the coach of the team. Not because I say, hey, yes, we won this game. We the big bad wolf, all that. That's not what passion is. That's bragging and boasting. Passion. What is passion? Passion equals greatness. And greatness brings success. Here's what it says. Check this out. One was his promotion of adoption since he was adopted. Now, this is Mr. Thomas from Wendy's. Thomas wasn't just making a nice suggestion that he wanted people to consider. He raised multi-millions of dollars to assist families who were willing to adopt but didn't have the money to afford the expenses that the adoption process entailed. Thomas' other passion was education. Every time he had the chance to grab a microphone before a room full of kids, he would not only encourage them, but tell them to stay in school. So there it is there. We talk about the passion for the sport and coaching, but now the other passion that he had was to make sure he educate. That's a big word right there. How do you educate a kid as a coach? Do you sit down with them on a Monday night before practice and study with them? Do you sit down and read a book with them? Do you have them read a book to you? Do you check their book bags and see what they got going through? See, in the high school, they have guidance counselors, teachers. But then in college, they have academic advisors, tutors set up for them. But why do we have to wait till college to get that? There's no way you can tell me that a football coach, youth football coach, will be with the kids more than the parents. Parents see them in the morning, drop them off, don't see them no more all day, because they're at school. They pick them up, or a friend pick them up, or coach pick them up, go to practice for another 2.5 hours. By the time they get in the car, 30 minutes home, shower, eat, extra homework, bed. It's over. Look at the time they're spending with their parent. That's life, though. Now you can do about it. That's a life of sports, life of a working parent. But as a coach itself, you can help that parent out easily. You can help that parent out by, one, establishing a journey, establishing the way a kid should go. Think about it. If I meet him on Monday and we sit down as a team for 30 minutes, that's all it takes. 30 minutes to do mentorship, study, check their book bag, look at their homework, check their progress report. 30 minutes. Then go to practice. Tuesday, go to practice. Thursday, go to practice. Wednesday's that day. Have an opportunity for them to go to with their parent, that extra work, that early day, relaxing with a kid. Friday, they enjoy a big night out with the family. Saturday's game time. So there's a system that we're establishing. We're building that system. So when they get to high school, they're on a system. When they get to college, they're on a system. The biggest failure for most kids in college is time management. The biggest one is time management. They don't know how to balance it all. When they get to college, best when they're on their own. Let's start it now when we're young, and that is the key. And that's why majority of our coach youth sport, we're averaging 15 to 20 honor rolls on the team, 6 to 7 scholastic on the team. And these kids graduated high school, and not only graduated high school, if you look behind me, every last one of these jerseys you see on the wall have college degrees. You got Boston College, UMass, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, West Virginia, UCF, and I just keep Alabama. We keep on naming. They're there. Why? Because they knew the plan and they were following. They were led by a coach that did it with passion and a coach that educated them. And that is the key, especially right now, what we really need to be doing for our youth. There's no ifs and buts about it. We have to be the difference maker. We have to make a change. But it's hard to make a change if just coaches that don't had a coach that had the passion for them. I'm sorry. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to change the way you was coached or you were raised up now that you're coaching others? We have to ask ourselves that question. So I'm going to tell you what you can do. Pick up a book. Pick up a book. And the one book I'm going to get you guys today is Tony Dungy, Uncommon Life Daily Challenge. You as a coach, when you wake up in the morning, just read one page daily and apply that page at practice that day. Apply that page in life or in wherever. I'm telling you, it will change who you are as a coach. And your true passion will truly and really come out. Here's what it said. It said, one day during a presentation to a high school student, one of them asked, if education is so important, why did you go back? He was successful out even going to having an education because no one educated him. But that question coming from a student that was in his mentorship, a student that was in his room, a student that was at the high school. So if he wasn't out educating students and he had the passion to help kids and help people with adoption, right? Then he never would have had that came from that student, right? Because no one else was guiding him. He was on his own. He had to drive to be the greatest, to be successful. But that kid asked him that one question, why he didn't go back to school to get education, and here's what his response was. Convicted by the question, Dave Thomas earned his GED in 1993 from Coconut Creek High School in Florida and was voted most likely to succeed by his classmate. Well, of course, he was succeeded. Dave Thomas realized that it's not enough to say the right thing. We got to live them out. So if you want to tell a kid don't smoke, then how about you don't smoke? You tell a kid that marijuana and drugs are bad for you, how about you don't do marijuana and drugs? If you tell the kid that alcohol and don't abuse alcohol, don't drinking that beer stuff, how about you don't do it? If you tell a kid don't be all that profanity and cursing around adult, how about you don't do it? If you're going to tell a kid that go to hard work, be a hard-working man or a hard-working woman, how about you be a hard-working man, a hard-working woman? You can't tell somebody what to do if you are not doing it yourself. We got to live them out. Everything you tell them to do, everything you say, right, that is not enough to say the right thing. You have to live it out. Now, here's an example. I had this lady that was dying of cancer, and they said it came from smoking cigarettes too much. And she just couldn't stop. She just couldn't stop. She smoked for 30 years, just couldn't stop. She lasted a long time. Did a lot of great things with the kids. But when it got down to it, when that body started shutting down, the cigarettes, she was so addicted to them that she had no choice. She couldn't stop. So she told her kid, hey, do not smoke cigarettes or you will die. Her daughter instantly started crying like a baby. Crying and crying and crying because she didn't know what's going on with her mom. While mom was sick, mama didn't tell her why. Her daughter said, Mom, why I'm crying? I'm crying because you're going to die because you smoke cigarettes every day. She hurt her daughter's feelings. Her daughter went into a great depression because she knew her mom was going to die. She didn't know, her mom didn't tell her, but she realized that, hey, if her mom telling her she's going to die because, if she smokes cigarettes, then what kid can be able to handle that knowing their mom about to die? And then here's what happened. 2 weeks later, guess who died? The mom. She didn't tell her before she told her not to. She didn't tell her I was dying for the reason. She just told her not to. But she didn't tell her why. 2 weeks later, mom died. We cannot tell kids all the great things and then we're doing the opposite. Listen, everyone guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I tell them quick, don't stay out late or something. Maybe I did. Hey, don't argue or fight. Maybe I did. So there's things that we do that we have to make sure that we understand that these kids are watching. They are watching, and when you tell them something, they listen to it very carefully. You'll be surprised. These kids are smart. These are smart. A kid told me one day, I have a great father, but he ain't showing what a great man is. I was thinking about that. My father's great, but he never showed me what a great man is. I never seen him be a great man to my mom, a great man to his wife, I haven't seen that. So now that, guess what? She listens, she watching, she's going to struggle. So now either he changed now, hopefully the last thing on her mind is her father being a great man to his wife. Wow. You never know what these kids are watching, what they're saying. You never know. And that's why you listen to this right here on the Listen to Low show. I'm going to give y'all something right here in your life. And I want y'all to think about this here. You have a responsibility to be a role model for young people around you. Check into ways you can help a child be adopted or assist a girl or boy struggling with educational challenge. I challenge you on the Listen to Low show. I challenge you as Coach Low right there. I challenge you to get it done because it's tough out there. I see in so many different things going on in this sports that's impacting the lives of young kids, destroying lives of young kids. The ones that's being successful, that's doing great, everybody jump behind, everybody supporting, everybody on top of the game with them. Them are the ones that struggle the most. Not the ones you didn't play, not the ones you didn't develop, not the one you didn't push to be great, not the one you didn't push to be a great man, a great husband, or a great father. I'm talking about the one that you pushed that's already an all-star. He struggled the most. She struggled the most. Because when times get tough, they don't know how to take it on the chin like the rest of us. They don't know how to deal with the change. Everybody's a victim of that. So you got to know how to be there when that all-star is not an all-star this time. How do you handle that? What are you going to do to support that now that they always was a star and you never challenge them when times will get tough? I'm struggling with that myself. I'm trying to like, what? This is the year where things are not so great. So how do you get behind and support? It's easy. It's easy. Make sure that your kid, your athlete is doing everything possible to be number one. Continue being number one. Because no one train or work hard to compete to be number two. And let them know, if you do everything possible to be number one, I got your back. Now, if things change, things don't go well, and you wasn't rewarded, because there's no rewards on the bench. And you still on the bench, and you did everything right, from academic, respect, character, hard work, on time, extra work, first one on the court, first one on the field, last one off, help your teammate, cheering them on. If that is still going, and you still on the bench, I got your back. That's what we're supposed to be doing. If they're doing the opposite of trying to be the best and number one, because it take a lot to be number one, take a lot to be that starter. If they're doing the opposite, you can't reward them. Gotta let them fall. Let them fall. Sometimes they have to fall. But you don't let them fall if they did everything to stand tall. If they stand tall, you don't let them fall. If they lay on the ground and they face down, let them stay down. And they lay on their back, they can look up, they can get up. And that's when you have their back. And that's the difference right there in greatest success of a coach that others going to follow. You're leading them through. I look at a lot of college games and I'm watching how a lot of kids are playing and some are getting in and some are not. And I see how the ties and everything have changed. And a lot of time it's changing because the way they got to the school, it really wasn't for the passion of the coach. A lot of times it's the money. We can't let the money control us. We got to control the money. That is a difference than a Clemson not winning anymore because they keep the passion before the money. That's a difference from a Nick Saban decide not to coach. Because his passion before the money. The money can ruin everything. But if you put the passion for the money, and all said and done, somebody's going to talk about you in a way that you never thought. But you put the money for the passion, they're going to talk about you when you lose bad. When you do all these great things, you still lose. You're still not a winner. It's tough. They get the change. Jimbo Fisher. Think about it. I'm just throwing that out there. And that goes for every sport. These coaches are there to win, to feed their family, and keep their job. It used to be a time where they know they could be there 6, 7 years, 8 years, no matter what. Now, it don't work that way anymore. So tell your athlete, do your part. Because if you don't do your part, that coach gonna do their part by getting rid of you and bringing more in so they can win. Hard work equals fun. Hard work equals fun. But it ain't no fun in losing. Because when you lose, you lose. You lose money. You lose jobs. And nobody wants to have a loser running their program or running their ship. So make sure we're building winners. We're building leaders. And the kids do everything they're supposed to do to make sure they're getting recognized on the field and off the field. In the classroom, in the weight room, on the grass, training, grinding, everywhere to be recognized. And people recognize that, wow, that boy's a winner. You keep in mind, they still have to have great kids on their program. Everybody's not going to get the money. They get the money guys. They're going to get the guys that want to be there, the guys they need to keep things going, and they're going to get the guys that have the academic to keep that academic graduation rate high. You can win, but you graduated 4 to 6%. Now we got a whole different problem. People ain't think about that there right there, did you? You ain't think about that problem right there. Whole nother problem. So things that we don't know. And the last not leave, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Let's make sure that our kids understand when it comes down to being successful, it ain't given to you, it's earned. But you got to put them in a situation for them to earn it. They're not going to earn it if they're not getting guided and coached and developed or in a position to earn it. You can't earn it come to practice 1 day a week. You can't earn it when you don't have a script at practice. You can't earn it when you have enough coaches at practice. You can't earn it when you have a time at practice, when you got a system and there's no preparation. They can't earn it if you're not doing the things that they need for you to do for them to earn it. Then we get in the game and things don't go well, you lose. You're not happy. You're upset. The only ones that sometimes don't care about having multiple practices, don't care if everybody don't come to practice. It's the one that put all the best players on the team, and then all of a sudden you get to the game, they get hit in the backfield 4 times and still breaking around a touchdown. You're happy. You're happy that you run against a team that can shut them down in the backfield. I want y'all to put that in your life right there. How many times you looking in the backfield after a touchdown? Don't watch a touchdown. Don't be a ball watcher. Excuse me. Did he get hit in the backfield? Did he miss that tackle? Was the play design go to the 3, but he ran through the 7? Or he run a 4 to 7 sweep? We ain't supposed to run a 4 to 3 dive? Ask yourself that right there. And while you're doing that, he makes you continue to listen to Low on the Listen to Low show. And that's right, we're on YouTube. Make sure you follow us, like us, and make sure you share it. It's Camp King with a K 12. Sweet Fire Production, and you are listening to Low. And we'll see you guys next time.